we have a separate entity called Skyline Soccer Union,
Mm-hmm.
which pretty much is just giving the opportunity for the unfortunate kids. We like to target Title I schools, which is known in our community as like those kids of that are financially unstable to do certain things. So when we target those individuals, we talk to the parents. A prime area for us is out 40, is what we call it here in Frederick, like the Hillcrest area. There's a couple of other schools on that list. And pretty much what I do is I provide a season for them and a club for them at affordable rate, and we teach them the same curriculum, the same development skills at a more slower rate, but a funner rate. Because I don't think it should cost $1,000 for a kid between 3 and 17 at least. $1,000 you kick a soccer ball. That's not needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know when I was growing up, it was affordable, and now I look at the rates and it's insane. But that comes with the economy, that comes with other stuff. But at the same time, it's doable, and we've done it. This will be our second season with those kids. One of our teams actually won the finals last year in our first season ever, and it just showed like, hey, like these kids can do it. And now we have 4 teams. We're growing as it comes. We have new guys, a couple new players that came out this past week for training. And when I talk to their parents, they're like, "How old are you again?" I'm like, "There's that question." But they're like, "Yeah, like dude, like this is amazing." We charge almost, I think, I did the math, 65 to 70% less than other clubs in the area.
Wow.
Obviously, it's still a developmental stage, but it speaks value that you're able to bring a winning mentality and work at affordable rate. And so far, we're still striving our goal to make it less, but we're just not there yet.
Yeah. No, I played travel soccer in the area. I played for what's now called Maryland United, but used to be called Free State.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I played for them for several years, from like U8 to U18. And obviously, like, my parents were the ones paying for it. But I remember my mom saying, like, it's
Yeah,
not cheap to do this, because there'd be days where I'm like, I don't want to go to practice. She's like, we're paying for this, like, you're freaking going. And obviously I'm
you're
happy
going.
that, some
Yeah,
days you need a little motivation, and I obviously loved it every time I'd show up to practice. But as I've gotten older, I see what it's like to play sports. I mean, you think about soccer, like, I think hockey is even expensive, like all these sports that are just so expensive, and it takes so many kids that are talented, or could be even more talented, just out of the conversation, because it's not something that their parents can afford to pay. And I think the fees can be so ridiculous. I mean, for you, why was it so important to create this youth club? Is it a situation that you were in, or maybe a situation that you saw someone in, or how did it come about that this was something that was so important to you that you started it?
it's a little bit of both. I had a couple of friends that, like I said, my father, he's a hardworking man, so we were able to afford it when we could. And I met a lot of great friends on the way playing with the clubs in our area. But there was also friends I had that never was able to play club because they couldn't afford it, and they were better than me. Like there were some good players, very good players. And as the years gone, you just kept seeing the same pattern of players would rather go play Sunday league with their parents because they couldn't play club because they couldn't afford it. But they were wasted talents because it all came down to money, and they were very talented players. That's why a lot of some players that I've known personally would take high school or college soccer very seriously, so they can get out and go show their talents. So when this came upon, actually, I went to Hillcrest to do a conversation about the men's program, and I spoke to a mom there, um, and we were speaking in Spanish. She was like, "Hey, do you have anything for the kids? Because we just can't afford the club rates." And the next day, I sat down, created a business plan, and then it launched a week later. We did a summer camp, and then we ended up our first season. We had 2 teams, both were co-ed, 7th, 8th grade, 5th, and 6th graders, and the youngest team actually won everything. It was amazing to see. And since then, it's been more families coming and supporting the mission because it's doable. Whoever says it's not doable is just stuck in the old ways. It's very doable, but it's definitely, like, from my own experience, for some stuff that we couldn't really afford when it came to tournaments and stuff as a player, but also seeing friends not even be able to touch a club jersey because the fees were too high.